Just protect, like be the protectors. We're the strong people, so why are the strongest people on this planet trying to, take advantage of innocent, weaker beings? Doesn't make any sense. So my plan is to become a hunter and hunt, deer and moose and these things myself. And, we come from a family with a lot of hunters, so this is the journey and the path that I'm gonna take, especially for me as an ethical vegan of 5 years.
What the F? Especially for me as an ethical vegan for 5 years, I'm excited about being a hunter and killing moose and deer myself. I come from a family of hunters, but as an ethical vegan, like, this sentence does not follow. Like, it's literally like an oxymoron. It sounds very oxymoronic of you, John, to say that. You're never vegan to begin with, and veganism is about ethics. By definition, it is about non-human animals, so there's no dietary vegan, environmental vegan. You're either vegan for non-human animals for ethics, or you're not vegan at all, and that you certainly were never vegan to begin with, so stop lying. Hi everyone, my name is Leo. A lot of you already know me from social media, but for new people, I've been vegan for 7 years. I advocate for an abolitionist approach to animal liberation. I'm a very unapologetic vegan, straightforward, I don't like BS, and that's why I'm making this video today, because of Jon Venus, who is full of BS, and his last name, there's a different word you can substitute for Venus. You just have to change the first letter of his last name. I'm not gonna say it, but you can just guess what it is. So I wasn't making a lot of videos on this channel, my new vegan channel, because I'm busy making videos full-time on my other main channel about the TV show Supernatural, my favorite. But yeah, I kind of decided to make this video when Jon Venus finally came out straight saying he's no longer vegan, which is a whole other story. But I was gonna make a video responding to his first video saying he's no longer vegan, but then he came out with a second video on other gem a couple of days ago. And in that video, he says he's gonna be hunting now. He's excited about being a hunter. The guy who said he went vegan after watching Earthlings documentary, showing all the horrors happening to animals at the hands of humans, using animals for food, clothes, entertainment, horrifying stuff. I can't even watch the whole thing till today. I've been vegan for 7 years. This guy watched the whole thing, went vegan, claiming to be vegan for 5 years. Turns out he's been fake all along. I believe 100% one cannot be an ex-vegan or used to be vegan. I always say used to be vegan equals was never vegan, because veganism is not a diet. It's an ethical way of living against exploitation of non-human animals. By the way, I've seen this coming years ago. I stopped unfollowing Jon Venus a while ago when I noticed his posts on his social media have been very apologetic, talking mostly about plant-based eating, mainly to sell his products and business to make money off the name of veganism and off the back of animals. Never really talks about the animals or animal rights. You can tell right away he's just a plant-based fake vegan, claiming to be vegan like a lot of fakes in the movement. So it hasn't been a surprise to me or to a lot of vegans who have noticed that as well. So Jon Venus, you were never vegan, you're just doing it for the money and attention. Shame on you for using veganism to make money through your plant-based business and lifestyle. It's all been fake, you expose yourself, so you deserve all the criticism and hate you get, because you decided to deliberately abuse animals, even though you know very well what you go through with your products and your actions. You're a terrible person. So I'm gonna be doing a response video to his second video this time. I might make a video later about his first video. Let's get right into the video.
Everyone!
Hi!
So last week we made a video announcing that we're no longer vegan.
You were never vegan. That's it.
And this raised a lot of questions, so we want to sit down today and talk to you guys who follow us for the people that we are, and really want to understand the situation a little bit better, because with the video that I made, it was not very specific. It was just me announcing the choice that was the choice that we made for our family that we feel is best. Maybe this will give a little bit more clarity and hopefully help you guys understand a little bit better where we're coming from, and not only that, but explain what our plan is moving forward, what you can expect to see from us here on the channel and on social media, and our view on things. So
yeah, and of course we're not here to try and justify ourselves, because
he knows that you have no justification for abusing innocent animals. That's why.
There's so many people who are just trying to twist and turn everything we say no matter what.
Yeah.
But we are here to thank you guys for all of your love and all of your support.
Who loves and supports fake people and animal abusers who use the name the cause of veganism, which is supposed to be about non-human animals, to sell their products and then just abuse animals. Yeah, no one should love someone like that.
Here to thank you guys for all of your love and all of your support through everything, through the last 5 years that we've been on this journey, and through this whole
5 years of being fakes and sellouts and animal abusers. And I wouldn't be surprised if you've been consuming animal products throughout this whole so-called journey. Veganism is not a journey, it's a destination, an ethical destination you arrive at once you're aware of the atrocities our everyday action causes to non-human animals. Once you realize that, you just stop. There's no journey, baby steps, all this apologetic BS you guys obviously are big on. No, you're never vegan.
As you guys know, the hatred out there right now on the vegan community towards us is just insane. And I think it has a little bit to do with the current climate of the world. But we do see a lot of people taking advantage of the situation, using our names and my name to boost themselves above us and talk down on us, make up stories and lies. And that is not okay, especially when you are preaching compassion and positivity and understanding.
Dude, you deserve all the hate you get for being a fake and an animal abuser. Preaching compassion, positivity, and understanding. No, John, veganism is not about compassion, positivity, and understanding. It's about ethics, justice, being fair to non-human animals, not exploiting them, giving them their rights, the basic rights to life and freedom at the very least. So yeah, veganism is not about compassion, it's about justice. So clearly you don't know what you're talking about, and you never did in the 5 years journey you had that you were a fake vegan on.
Because, all of these things, by all these people talking about us, they have no context, they don't understand what's going on. We haven't really, shared anything personal, so it's all speculation, and we don't want you guys to think that we are some sort of monsters.
You are actually monsters, that's what I believe 100%, because you are.
Or that we're doing things for the money, and that everything is a lie, and that we're just fake.
You are fake, you are doing this just for the money, so the first honest thing we hear out of John's mouth.
Because honesty and compassion are two of our very, very core values in our family, and we want to keep it that way and make that 100% clear.
Honesty and compassion are two of the biggest core values of your family. Honesty, let's talk about honesty, John. You got caught eating eggs last year. You had to come out and admit it and say it's a stupid health experience to feel better. I'm sure there are a lot of peer-reviewed studies proving that eating chickens, period, is very good for your health. Yeah, I'm sure you can find that. And compassion. Do you call abusing animals compassion? Completely unnecessarily. You do not need animal products to thrive, John. And you even talked and admitted over and over again that you're feeling great on a plant-based diet, you're making gains on it and all of that stuff. You've been selling the lifestyle to people, making money off it.
Well, it's a video where John claims to have eaten eggs. So the video is titled, "I Tried Eating Eggs," opening up, and I think you can tell just by the thumbnail that John is a dishonest, manipulative liar. He has his hand covering his chest, he has this pathetic look on his face like a sad puppy dog, and he's also wearing these huge, ugly, dorky glasses to make him look more vulnerable. Like, John, if you actually wanted to apologize to everyone, if you actually wanted to be open and honest, did you really have to go through all of this trouble to make people feel sorry for you?
This happened a year ago, and what happened was that I started eating eggs again, or it was an experiment. About a year ago, my baby was born. So when our son was born, we got a lot of hate from people who are very against the plant-based diet. We got, threats, we got people calling child services. On top of that, I had nice people reach out as well, and people who were on a plant-based diet who failed on it and felt unhealthy and claimed how eating eggs and fish, but especially eggs, made them feel so much better within a day. I wanted to experiment on myself because that felt like the most responsible thing to do. I had to let go of the idea that I was gonna be a bad person for doing this, or I was doing something unethical, because it's, how could it be unethical to try to make sure that you're doing the best by your child.
So did that make any amount of sense to any of you watching? So Jon is claiming that after his son was born, he was having doubts as to whether or not he should feed his son a plant-based diet because a bunch of random anonymous nobodies online told him that after they quit veganism and started eating eggs, they just miraculously felt better. And that gave Jon the bright idea to try eating eggs himself, and if eating eggs made him feel better, he was going to consider feeding his son eggs or perhaps other animal products. Jon, even I know you are not that stupid. You are lying here. This is not the reason you decided to eat eggs, because you were worried about your son getting enough nutrition. I don't know why you're lying. I don't know the actual story here, but you are clearly lying. You weren't worried about your son not getting enough nutrition. That's not the reason you decided to eat eggs, and I know this because your wife, I think her name is Catherine, she is a nutritionist. She's the one who writes all the nutrition programs on his online coaching website, and his brother Leo Venus, who is a lot smarter and better looking than him, is also a medical doctor. So Jon is telling us that rather than listening to his wife, who is a nutritionist, and his brother Leo Venus, who is a medical doctor, he decided to listen to a bunch of random anonymous nobodies online and try eating eggs to make it to find out if it makes him feel better. This story is just complete horse. You are lying. This entire video is a lie, and you telling us that you're being honest and open? No, that is a lie. Everything you do and say is a lie, and no one can trust anything you say.
Where is your compassion all of that when you're abusing animals when you don't need to? Where is your honesty when you've been lying about consuming animal products for a while? Who knows for how long? Probably throughout the whole 5 years you claim to be vegan, and just now you're coming out. No, you got caught and came out last year about the Eggsgate problem, and now you're coming out officially just for more attention, because that's all you care about, attention and money. What a great person.
So the first thing I just want to say is that this change was not, random. It wasn't out of fear. It wasn't because we don't know what we're doing, that we don't understand nutrition and health. This is a conscious decision that we made for our family because we truly believe that a vegan lifestyle sometimes is not optimal for everyone. And that is something that, may or may not be true. We're not saying that we own the truth here, but we as a family feel that way, and we have to do what feels right for us, and nobody should have the right to say that that is a wrong thing, because we all have the right to do what we feel is right for ourselves and our family.
Notice how Jon talks about feelings, not facts, how he feels the vegan diet is not optimal for himself and his family, and might not be optimal for everyone. That might be true, that might be not, but it's about how we feel. No, Jon, it's not about feelings. There's something called facts that matter much more than feelings, and science is definitely on the side of the vegan diets being healthy and suitable for everyone in all stages of life. So let's look at the science. The biggest organization for nutritional professionals in the world, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, position on vegan diets. It states in a peer-reviewed statement, it is the position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics that appropriately planned vegetarian, including vegan diets are healthful, nutritionally adequate, and may provide health benefits for the prevention and treatment of certain diseases. These diets are appropriate for all stages of the life cycle. So, do you know more than the biggest body of nutritional professionals in the world about how the vegan diets are suitable for all stages of the life cycle, how it's healthy, and may be useful in preventing disease? No, Jon, you don't know more than them because that's not your qualification. You're just talking about how you feel, and that's irrelevant to facts. So you want to abuse animals based on your personal feelings. Very selfish thing, very cruel, and nonsensical.
Right, so first of all, this is a lie that Jon keeps making up. He claims that, oh, my decision to go back to eating animal products, it wasn't based on any kind of irrational fear or anything. No, I looked through the research and I made a very rational, logical decision to go back to eating animal products. That's a lie. I did a live stream with him near the end of last year where he admitted his decision to go back to eating animal products was just out of, in his own words, pure stupidity. So why did you do this in the first place if you think that it would be unjustified anyway?
Well, because humans are irrational, humans are stupid, humans make emotional decisions. Like, you can't expect everyone to make logical decisions all the time. And that's, at that time, was something that I felt like I had to do, and that's it. It's operating from an emotional place rather than a logical place.
And this doesn't mean that we don't believe that a vegan diet can be optimal, it can be great, because we still believe that it can be good for a lot of people, maybe most people, but we don't think that it is the best way for every single person, because we're all different individuals, we have different needs, and making this decision was also not something that I ever thought that I would have to make. It actually hasn't been like on my mind at all. I thought I would be vegan for the rest of my life because of the values behind veganism that I really, really deeply believe in.
Oh, so you deeply believed in the values of veganism for whatever number of years you claim to be vegan, 5 years or whatever, and you decide to throw all of that out the window and just go and murder animals again. It's all really for taste, pleasure, money, and attention. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. You never cared about animals, stop pretending. It's all fake.
So some concerns that I had started last year, where I had my blood tested and I was low in vitamin A and on the lower side of vitamin K. This does not mean that that's because of the vegan diet. It might be some genetic problems that I have, or it might have been because of pregnancy and breastfeeding. You know, we're not really sure, so we don't want to say that that's the reason that we're no longer vegan. That's not the case. But that was a small concern that eventually led us to just look deeper into things. And you know, after that blood test, I didn't even get concerned about it. Like, I didn't consider not being vegan anymore. I started taking a vitamin K2 supplement, didn't take a vitamin A supplement, but I did focus more on getting like sources of beta carotene.
Okay, so you started taking a K2 supplement because you had deficiencies. You didn't take a vitamin A, you just ate more plant-based food, like that have precursors to vitamin A. So what's the result of that? I don't think she ever finishes that story. She's not even sure veganism causes this. She says this herself. It's merely a correlation, not a causation. You were pregnant, might have nutrition deficiencies. I'm no doctor, I don't know. Should have gone and checked this out and asked the doctors, why do you have that? But of course you don't have the reason to be veganism. You're just making this up.
Why did these two decide to go back to eating animal products? Well, Jon claimed that, his muscles kind of cramped up a bit and, his joints kind of hurt. And after he started eating meat, it got better and his skin improved too. And what about his wife, Catherine? She claims that she was low on vitamin A and vitamin K. She doesn't claim she was deficient. She just claimed she was low. So she was probably still within the reference range for these vitamins. So this is why these people decided to go back to exploiting and murdering animals, because, when I went back to exploiting and murdering animals, my skin got a little better, my muscles and joints stopped aching as much, and, I was never deficient in vitamin A and vitamin K, but I was a little low, so maybe, I should go back to murdering animals, even though these nutrients can easily be found in plant foods like kale, natto, sweet potatoes, or you can even take supplements. Yeah, so neither of these two are ever vegan. This is just all nonsense.
Some people, even though they're supplementing with B12, they're not absorbing it, and then they develop issues. And there's so many different variations and so many different genetic factors that play a role in some of these nutrition uptakes, and whether it's genetics or microbiome or environment, and all kinds of toxins that we're exposed to. Whatever the reason is, it is the fact that it is more challenging and more risky for us, we feel, to do something that is required more special attention, that you have to be mindful of these things and also pay attention to different symptoms and different reactions. And when it comes to kids and small kids and babies, it's impossible a lot of times because you can't do blood work and test these things, and you can't really know how they feel, right? Yeah, it's really hard. And that's the whole point. Like, we feel like it is the safest option to do what we're doing right now, which is incorporating some animal products, because the fact is that it's more difficult not to, and we don't want to take any risks, and it doesn't feel right to do it.
All I'm hearing is it's just so inconvenient to be mindful of having a healthy vegan diet, that doesn't involve exploitation and murder of innocent animals, it's not, convenient for us and our kids. B12, though, some people cannot absorb it. Yeah, some people lack the intrinsic factor to absorb B12. That's why there's B12 injections. Do you have that problem, John? Do you have a problem absorbing B12? Does your kid have it? Does your wife have it? No, according to all your social media posts, you've all been super healthy on a plant-based diet for all these years up till now, despite the claims of, oh, I found some deficiencies in the blood work and I took supplement. Okay, so you solved it. What is the problem? Why are you now selling out the animals and planning to murder them and becoming a hunter, which is a stupid part that we're going to see towards the later part of the video. It's all BS, it's all appeal to convenience, appeal to ignorance, appeal to special cases of people not being able to absorb B12, which they can fix by taking injections, but none of that applies to you. Just lazy, selfish, money-grabbing social media influencers using veganism in the name of animals to sell you products and make more money and get more attention. It's really disgraceful.
Well, John, yeah, there are people with B12 absorption issues. Some people can't absorb B12 at all because they lack intrinsic factor in their stomach, which is required to absorb B12. Well, if you have that issue, diet won't affect that. You're still going to have absorption issues. So how is that a knock against veganism? And on top of that, there are B12 supplements that bypass these absorption issues. You can get sublingual B12 supplements that are absorbed underneath your tongue, so they don't have to pass through your digestive system. And you can even get B12 injections, and you don't even have to take them that frequently, at most, just a few times a year, and you'll be fine. You'll just spew complete nonsense like, oh, who knows if you're getting enough nutrients and la-di-da. None of this is research, none of this is evidence. You haven't provided any evidence that a 100% plant-based diet for anyone of any age is particularly dangerous. So again, what is your excuse for committing murder?
Also, having a 100% plant-based diet is a very new way of eating. It's not something that's been it's not something that humans have done through generations and generations.
Eating plant-based is a new thing, hasn't been done for a long time. How about the Seventh-day Adventist diet? Have you heard of that? Members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church have promoted variations of the Seventh-day Adventist diet since the church's inception in 1863, literally for hundreds of years. They believe that their bodies are holy temples and should be fed the healthiest foods. There are several variations of this diet. Approximately 40% of Adventists follow a plant-based diet. Some Adventists are vegan, some include other animal products. But regardless, they have a lot of benefits from consuming a whole food, plant-based diet and a longer lifespan. Seventh-day Adventists have been the subject of many studies on health. One of the most well-known is Adventist Health Study 2, which involved more than 96,000 Adventists and looked for links between diet, disease, and lifestyle. The Adventist Health Study 2 found that those who followed a vegetarian diet had a significantly lower risk of obesity, high blood pressure, and high blood sugar, all of which are strong risk factors for heart disease and early death. Heart disease being the #1 killer in the world.
What's the best way to prevent death? Every year the CDC updates the latest leading causes of death in the United States. So let's start at the top and go down the list, see what's new in each category. Heart disease, #1, the 35-year follow-up of the Harvard Nurses Health Study just published. Now, the most definitive long-term study on older women's health we have. Since the study started, thousands of participants died, but that allowed them to study the risk factors for mortality. Because heart disease was the leading cause of death, it comes as no surprise that dietary cholesterol intake, right, was a significant risk factor for dying. The second leading cause was smoking-related cancer deaths. But what's so neat about this study is that it's a competing risks analysis. Right? So it allowed them to compare different risks to one another. So consuming the amount of cholesterol found in just a single egg a day appears to cut a woman's life short as much as smoking 5 cigarettes a day for 15 years. When researchers took people with heart disease and put them on the kind of plant-based diet followed by populations that did not get epidemic heart disease, their hope was that it might slow the disease process down, maybe even stop it. But instead, something miraculous happened. The disease started to reverse, to get better. As soon as patients stopped eating artery-clogging diets, their bodies were able to start dissolving some of the plaque away, opening up arteries without drugs, without surgery, suggesting their bodies wanted to heal all along, but were just never given the chance.
The diet not only can stop but reverse the #1 killer of humans, heart disease. Shouldn't this be the default diet, as Dr. Michael Greger often says? Well, it is a whole food plant-based diet. Yes, it should be. So those people don't know what they're talking about.
So it's just the fact that we're kind of concerned with the long-term effects of kids being raised on a 100% vegan diet. But that doesn't mean that it can't be done.
Exactly.
I think it can be done. Like kids I've seen that have been vegan for several years are still healthy. They don't seem less healthy than anyone else. Our son is extremely healthy and extremely intelligent. So I don't think it's bad. It's just the fact that we feel a little bit concerned or a little bit unsure of if this is the very best optimal way for him to live. So that little concern as a parent is enough for us to want to do what we believe is the very best, what has been done for a long time.
An appeal to tradition fallacy, what has been done for a very long time, you want to do that just based on a fallacy of it being done for a long time. Just because something has been done for a very long time, it makes it good or healthy. People have been killing each other, raping each other for a very long time. Does that make it good or moral? No. People have been eating, crappy food for a very long time. Does that make that food healthy? No, it doesn't. So why are you using this logical fallacy to justify abusing animals? And she just admitted that their kid is healthy and doing very well on a plant-based diet for however long he's been alive, and they're been doing very well. Both of them have been very healthy. So what is this, just for having a little concern that something you feel, they keep saying the word feel, not fact, feeling, you feel it's a risky diet that needs extra attention, whatever. Any diet needs mindfulness, needs proper planning. So obviously you need to properly plan a plant-based diet to be healthy, just like any other diet. It's not a unique issue or a unique concern for plant-based diets. And you just said your kid is healthy, so why are you abusing animals again? Because you feel like it. So you're both full of shit.
And it's really important not to just dismiss people as liars. It's not black and white, and a lot of vegans, ourselves included, we believed it was very, very black and white before, but the more we understand how it is and how a lot of times it isn't necessary for people to eat those animal products due to many different reasons, we can't focus on shaming people for being wrong and for being animal abusers and horrible human beings. It's just not helpful. It's not progressing the human race forward in a good way.
We can't shame people for being animal abusers. Why? We shame people for being human abusers. You don't shame people for raping other humans. You don't shame people for murdering other humans. You don't shame people for harassing, molesting other humans and doing other horrible things. No, society as a whole, we shame people who do bad things, John, who abuse other innocent others. And animals are someone, there are others, and they are innocent. They're sentient beings, they haven't done anything to you, so why are you hurting them? You don't need to. So we will shame you for it. You fully deserve it. So stop crying about it and just do the right thing and actually go vegan for once.
I know that a lot of people are confused with why we're choosing to continue to, for example, sell our vegan meal plans. And that is because we know that this works for so many people improve their health. We're not selling vegan meal plans for small kids and children, we're selling it to adults who can explain to us how they're feeling, how they're doing, they can get their blood tested, and we're trying to support them and get them healthier and fitter. And we want to help people do that still, because we still believe that including more plans, changing your diet, doing things to improve your health is so important.
Okay, they're still selling their vegan diet plans, whatever they're called, plant-based diet plans, but they don't actually believe in it for themselves, but they believe it's good for other people. Sounds hypocritical much? If you're not even sure about it because you're ignorant and dishonest, why are you still selling it? I wonder why. It's not for the money or anything, for sure.
So what has been happening is that we're labeled as sellouts, frauds, and animal abusers because we're no longer vegan.
sellouts, frauds, animal abusers. The only honest 3 words you've said so far.
And animal abusers because we're no longer vegan. And I'm not here to say that anyone who's eating animal products, whether it's factory farmed or horribly sourced, are bad people.
Oh, people who are consuming dead animals paying for them to get murdered. Even if it's factory farmed, horribly sourced, they're not bad people. Even if they know about it, right? They're not bad people. Yeah, John, you're full of shit.
This is the world we live in. This is a system in place. It's sad. It's not what we feel comfortable with, and I hope, and we're working towards that being changed, of course, as always.
You're working towards this sad, horrible world of animals being abused by humans by becoming a fucking hunter. Get the fuck out of here.
Sad. It's not what we feel comfortable with, and I hope, and we're working towards that being changed, of course, as always. But we don't judge people for the choices that they're making, and we feel like a lot of people come to conclusions without even knowing what we're doing.
Oh, okay, you don't judge people, and he's been saying that for years. That's how I knew he was a fake vegan apologist, because he doesn't judge animal abusers. Do you also not judge child molesters, child abusers, rapists, murderers of humans? No. Personal choice though? You don't judge them? No, you're lying, John. I'm sure you judge those people as horrible people. If those people did something to you or your family members, would you just be like, oh, I don't judge you, personal choice though? No, but I have no problem you abusing animals personally, killing innocent animals and their families, and for other people to do it too without you judging them. What is the difference between non-human animals and humans that justifies this difference in treatment, this discrimination of treatment? I want to hear it, John. I haven't heard any justifiable reason so far.
In the beginning, when I did my little experiment, it was oysters, mussels, and some eggs, and then that evolved into wild-caught fish and wild-caught game.
I would say I eat probably, I don't know, 95 to 98, sometimes 100% plant-based diet throughout the day. It really just varies a little bit.
I'm sure the wild-caught animals, either marine or land animals, appreciate you being so nice, murdering them, taking their lives when they're roaming free, just having, enjoying life, and you're just being a douchebag, just killing them for no reason other than your taste pleasure and your vanity. Yeah, that's definitely an ethical thing to do, right?
In addition, we have switched our perspective on a lot of things to do with the environment and even ethics, and we are trying our best to source everything locally, especially when you live in a place like Norway.
Local though, because murdering someone locally is definitely an ethical thing to do as opposed to murdering someone in a different country or something, That's what John believes.
Where it's so far from all other countries, we're trying our best to grow our own food now. So this is a new journey for us, trying to grow our own vegetables, berries, also foraging in the forest. We're gonna, when blueberries are in season, mushrooms and blueberries and a lot of different types of berries as well.
Growing your own food, foraging in the forest for plant-based food. Yeah, why don't we just stick to that and, avoid murdering sentient beings? Sounds like a good idea,
As well as, the animal foods being wild-caught stuff. So stuff from the nature. We're in a valley right now with an abundance of deer that are overpopulated, and a lot of fish in the sea and in the rivers and in the mountain waters. So that is how we're sourcing our animal products right now.
Oh, a lot of deer that are overpopulated because humans are not overpopulated. Do we go around killing humans because they're overpopulated, John? No? Do you think that's moral? Okay, so why are you using this excuse to justify killing innocent animals? Because you deemed them as overpopulated. Humans are the most overpopulated species on Earth and the biggest pest on Earth. We cause a lot of destruction, harm, we kill all other animals. So why don't you use the same excuse to justify killing humans, but you do it to justify killing non-human animals? That is what is known as speciesism, and that's how you know John has no idea what he's talking about, doesn't know what veganism means, and he was never vegan to begin with.
Not everyone lives in areas where they're able to get local hunted meat or fish. Not everyone's going to be able to walk out your door and just go fishing, right? So that's going to be different for everyone. So we're not trying to look down to anyone who's doing things differently. We're not judging anyone.
Well, I'm judging you and looking down on you. You're terrible people, full of shit.
Just protect, be the protectors. We're the strong people. So why are the strongest people on this planet trying to, take advantage of innocent, weaker beings? Doesn't make any sense.
So my plan is to become a hunter and hunt, deer and moose and these things myself, and and you know, we come from a family with a lot of hunters, so this is the journey and the path that I'm gonna take, especially for me as an ethical vegan of 5 years.
What the F? Especially for me as an ethical vegan for 5 years, I'm excited about being a hunter and killing moose and deer myself. I come from a family of hunters, but as an ethical vegan, like, this sentence does not follow. Like, it's literally like an oxymoron. It sounds very oxymoronic of you, John, to say that. You're never vegan to begin with, and veganism is about ethics. By definition, it is about non-human animals. So there's no dietary vegan, environmental vegan. You're either vegan for non-human animals for ethics, or you're not vegan at all, and that you certainly were never vegan to begin with. So stop lying.
I think it's really important for me, for my personal journey, to hunt and kill these animals myself, because I'm not saying that everyone has to kill their own animals if they're gonna eat them, but that just feels like the path for me.
For me, as an ethical vegan, I feel it's my personal journey and passion to kill animals myself as an ethical vegan or a former ethical vegan. How the fuck do you think that makes sense? Like, just mind blown at how stupid this sounds, John, honestly.
And that is something that I've chosen to do, and I am looking forward to that experience, and you know, doing something that has been done for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years.
Oh, he's looking forward to it, to do something that's been done for hundreds or thousands of years. Appeal to tradition fallacy once again. Just because something has been done for a long time, John, it means it's okay or moral to do. Didn't you used to make videos making fun of stupid comments by meat eaters, whatever? And I believe you deleted those videos for a good reason. You were making fun of their logical fallacies. I actually enjoyed those videos when I thought you were a real vegan. And now you're using the same idiotic excuses you used to make fun of, and now using it to justify abusing animals yourself. What the hell? Does he completely lack any sense of self-awareness to that degree? Like, it's unbelievable.
And again, we're not saying that this is a sustainable way for the whole world to eat. This is just our journey right now.
Sustainable animal murder and exploitation. Yeah, that doesn't make it ethical still, even if it was sustainable.
So I don't know what it is, but there was something in those oysters and eggs that really made my muscle cramps go away. And the other difference was my skin and the way my face looked. And I uploaded a picture on Instagram that a lot of people gave me criticism over for trying to look as horrible and as dead as possible. But it was my first picture out of 12 pictures that I did every single day to, you know, just to see if there was any difference from eating those animal products in my face. And I personally can see a difference. Maybe you cannot, but I feel like my skin was one of the things that really changed as well. But apart from that, because we didn't have any serious health issues, there hasn't been a huge change, right? But those improvements were enough for me personally to, you know, acknowledge that there is, you know, potentially something missing from the plant-based diet.
Oh, he doesn't know what exactly it is in animal products he's eating, but somehow everything is magically fixed now. Yeah, this is called an anecdote, and it's not even based on any science. It's just your personal feelings. Could just be placebo effect for all we know, or an outright lie, because you've been lying about everything. Why wouldn't you lie about this? No, I don't care how you feel about it. Science is supporting plant-based diets as the healthiest, definitely much healthier than any other diet containing animal products, as I just showed earlier. Yeah, again, John is full of shit.
Who knows what's gonna happen moving forward, but for now...
Or maybe you go back to being severely constipated.
Maybe I go back to having acne and getting severely constipated, who knows?
No.
Well, I do know, John, because animal products do not have fiber that helps, you know, your bowels to move. Plus, you probably are already constipated from being full of shit.
But I doubt it. But I'm open to everything. Again, we're not, you know, going from one, you know, extreme mindset to another. We're trying to stay open and you know, look at things from all angles and just staying true to ourselves and how we feel from a moment to moment basis and doing what feels ethical and right for our family.
Looking at things from all angles. What about looking at things from a victim's perspective, John? The animals you're murdering? Have you tried looking through their perspective and seeing how unfair what your actions are to them? And doing what feels ethical and right for their family. Does it feel ethical to murder innocent animals? Apparently it does for you, but it's it's not ethical, it's horrible, it's evil.
Yeah, and we also think there's like so much we can learn just about the way the world works, the way about how the whole food production works. There's just so much information, and you know, you can't be a perfect human not causing any harm or any death to any animals, because you know, if you want to survive, you are gonna cause death towards someone, right?
Yeah, appeal to futility fallacy. We have like a bingo of illogical fallacies from those two people. Appeal to futility, just because you can't prevent all harm you cause by literally existing, we all cause harm, it means you can cause as much harm as you want for no reason, no goddamn reason. So why are you causing harm to animals deliberately when you don't need to? Appeal to futility fallacy does not justify you killing animals deliberately for no reason, for no justifiable reason.
So I think it's just important to realize that, you know, no one can be perfect or live in a perfect world without any death or suffering. That's just not realistic, right?
Yeah, veganism never stated to be about perfection. No vegan ever says they're perfect, they never cause any harm. Veganism is about doing one's best to cause the least harm possible and practicable to non-human animals as per veganism definition. So it's literally right in the definition of the thing you claimed to be for 5 years, and now the way you talk, it sounds like you had no idea about that, completely ignorant about that fact. So yeah, you're both dishonest and fake and animal abusers.
And we're not saying that we're now, you know, more ethical than vegans because we're killing less animals.
You're killing less animals. Do you have proof of that, or are you just making that up? Yeah, I would like to see some data about that, but even if for some magical reason more animals like insects and small animals are killed in plant agriculture, by the way, most plants are consumed by animals fit to non-vegans, so this argument doesn't even stand. But even for argument's sake, if you could prove that hunting, you know, free-roaming animals can sustain you for a whole year, and that would be less animals killed than insects and smaller animals killed by plant agriculture, which is highly unlikely, by the way. I would like to see some data. But if it was true, this takes away the intention. Intention definitely matters. Deliberately going out and killing an animal is not the same thing as accidental crop death, John. Like, if someone kills someone in a car accident, is the same thing as someone actively going to kill someone intentionally? No. One is accidental killing and the other is deliberate killing. Intention matters, and a law treats people, charges people, and convicts people based on intention, not just on action. So you're full of shit once again. It's all the same thing. One's accidental, one's deliberate. So you're deliberately choosing to kill animals, even if it's less than crop death, which is very arguable, obviously. I haven't seen data supporting that. You're still wrong, because you're deliberately taking a life of a sentient being when you have no need to.
Moving forward, we're going to be making content as usual about health, fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, just vlogging our new life. We're actually possibly getting some chickens very soon. We're gardening. I'm going to become a hunter. There's a lot of different things coming in, and gyms are finally open today, so I can finally get a lift in. So I'm super excited to share this journey with you guys.
Oh, he's super excited about abusing animals, becoming a hunter, getting some chickens to exploit them. Yeah, very exciting stuff coming for a challenge, John. I'm sure a lot of people will stick around. Hopefully all the real vegans seen your video now and they all took off. I'm sure all the non-vegans left will enjoy you promoting animal abuse and validating their abusive actions towards animals. You already have been doing it for years, so that's nothing new for you. Now that you may just made it official and more blatant than it has been for all those years.
John leaves veganism, so you're going to leave veganism? That's very bizarre to me, because that's just totally not what veganism is. Worry about it if myself or Dr. Ornish or Dr. Esselstyn or Dr. Furman leave it, because we're the ones that are doing the research on this and the studying and the treating patients with it.
Alright, so that's it for this cancer of a video. In summary, Jon Venus was never a vegan. He was faking all those years, claiming to be a vegan, claiming to care about animals, but he never did. He watched Earth Things, he said he watched Earth Things, went vegan for the animals, but he was just a plant-based dieter all those years. Always been a fake, doing it for attention, for money to sell his plant-based meals and lifestyle. Now he has a non-vegan sponsor. He never really talked about veganism in his posts. I've seen it coming a long time ago. And now it just became official. This couple are animal abusers and they are dishonest, using logical fallacies and excuses to abuse animals when they have zero need to. They both admitted they're healthy, their kid is healthy, they're just doing it because they feel like it. It's just too much trouble for them to be plant-based or vegan or whatever. For any vegans watching their videos or seeing this video, unfollow those people immediately. They're horrible people, animal abusers. Shame on you, Jon, for selling out the animals for money and attention. You were never vegan to begin with, and you're an animal abuser and a dishonest person. Shame on you both.